We're here because we are filled with hope, because we know the future is in our hands, and we see the great success of it. So please join me in welcoming for our keynote today, the one, the only, the person with the hardest name to spell on my board, Dr. Dani Pfeiffer. Have to get rid of I don't have anything to chrome, so I'm going to keep my phone near me so that I stay on pace. So thank you very much, Becca, for that introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. There you go. Good. That's a good start right there. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share in a very friendly crowd and highlight the work that's happening here in Federal Public Schools. Before I begin, I'd like to recognize members of our audience that are here with us today. First, I'd like to acknowledge our Board of Directors, Board President Trudy Davis, our Vice President Dr. Jennifer Jones, Board Directors Hiroshi Eto, Lakeisha Phillips, and Quinton Morris, who are unable to be here, but they're here with us in spirit. And I'd like to congratulate them on their recent recognition as Washington State Board of Distinction for the 8th year in a row. I'd also like to express my appreciation for their commitment and ongoing support of our work, our staff, and our students. I'd also like to recognize our elected state and city officials, business, and community-based partners who have continued to support our school community. I'd also like to acknowledge our nearly 3,000 members of Team Federal Way, support staff, teachers, assistant principals, central office team, who do the work of educating and supporting our youth every day. And finally, I'd like to introduce the scholars who have joined us here today. Our scholar representative for the board, Senior Joseph Coker from Decatur High School. Everyone's drawing that enthusiasm out of me. So pleased that you're here. Sophomore King Jackson from Federal High School. Kirschenbaum was unable to make it from Federal Public Academy. It is a privilege to be here to share with you our work at our annual State of Education. As the superintendent each year, I am challenged by what to spotlight or highlight relative, because there's so much happening in our classrooms across our district every day, by dedicated, passionate, and compassionate, brilliant educators. Today, this image here will serve as our wayfinder throughout the presentation. In a moment, I'm going to launch with what we have grounded ourselves in this year, the science of hope, and the role it plays in Federal Public Schools. I'm going to follow that by a reminder of who we are and our changing demographics over time. I'll highlight our successes, our celebrations, and our areas of growth, our response to those areas of growth, and then I will end with the important role of our community partners. In the center of your table, you will see a pen and a note card. And what I'm going to ask you to do very quickly, this is a perky pace kind of presentation, is grab a pen and a note card. And I'd like you to think about your definition of the word hope. Once you're done, just place that definition, place that note card somewhere near you so you can reference it. When we talk about hope, and we think of the individuals or the experiences in our lives relative to having hope or being hopeful, it most likely evokes a positive or warm feeling. And you can instantly connect with it. Perhaps your definition spoke to motivation, belief, achievement, goals, or perhaps an individual who helped you to attain those. Honoring the voices of our young people, we asked a few for their definition. Let's see what they said.
Hi, my name is Elias, and I think hope means that something you believe in that you can do.
I think what hope means to me is like having motivation and having something to look forward to.
A way of looking forward in your world, something to look forward to.
Believing that life, through all the pain, suffering that you go through, it can truly get better.
The word hope means to me is like believing and like not giving up.
It's just what motivates me to continue trying in life and pursuing my goals and what makes me happy.
I think the word hope to me means it's like a source of happiness and not giving up.
I think hope means something that you can count on and something that you believe in.
Hope to me means like having faith and believing like things that you can do.
The feeling of anticipation while good things are on its way.
Hope means that you want to be maybe a teacher, maybe be growing up as maybe a teacher or a police officer or a mailman or anything. To be like anything I want to be when I grow up.
Last one I at the end there is my dear friend Bruce. I met him at Career Day, and when I met him, I was captivated by his energy, enthusiasm, and just earnestness. And over the summer, I had the opportunity to learn about the science of hope and the impact it has on success or goal attainment. And I was intrigued by the author's research on Lynn and Hellman's definition. Hope is as the belief that your future can be brighter and better than your past, and that you actually have a role to play in making it better. What really resonated with me was the application of that definition to our work in public education. That the future can be brighter and better than your past, and that you actually have a role in making it better. What a responsibility. And as I prepared for the year and have since reflected on that quote several times, it simply affirms for me that we need hope now more than ever, especially as we remain steadfast in educating and supporting our youth, people amidst all that is happening locally, nationally, and internationally. There has been an evolution of the science of hope, and in the 1970s and even now, you might hear that the phrase hope is not a strategy. In research from the 80s and 90s, as well as current research from 1997 to the present actually suggests otherwise, that it is indeed a strategy and a science. It's not simply emotion or feeling, naive positivity, or optimism. It's in fact research that suggests that hope is a verb that requires action. It can be scientifically measured. It's a mindset, a skill, and over time with practice can get better. The research also shares that hope consists of three interrelated elements. The ability to set short and long-term aspirational goals, the element of self-efficacy or agency, that will and that skill and motivation. And the third element, which is often very, very important, is the ability to create a pathway or a plan. And when obstacles or barriers come up against you, be able to use critical thinking to devise another pathway forward. Additionally, when you have a pathway forward and you meet those obstacles again and again, the ability for you to reach out, network, and draw upon the resources and the individuals that are around you. All easily apply to Federal Public Schools. When we think about continuous improvement, whether at the district, school, classroom, or student level, always striving towards goals with the belief in our collective efficacy and that we can meet them. When I think about our young people, particularly our adolescents who are experiencing higher levels of low mood, anxiety, uncertainty, struggles with their mental health, academic gaps, and disengagement, I am more confident than ever that we need to build the levels of hope in our young people, help to cultivate those skill sets, mindsets, agency, efficacy. You heard they are bursting with hope. And when faced with barriers, and we know that life provides so many of them, the ability for them to connect with others, to problem solve, and find other ways to move forward. You see, how does this all apply to education? Well, research shows that hope is a stronger predictor of future success than any other indicator. In terms of attendance, academic achievement, and overall well-being, it matters. And so this year we will continue to invest in and foster hope in our scholars so that they can and will continue to build their agency and define a pathway towards their bright future. Hope. Your future can be better than your past, and you have the ability to make it so. Now, as we think about hope and our 21,000 young people that enter our schools every day, I think it's important to remind us of the incredible diversity of our school community and the scholars we serve. We're proud to serve every student that walks through our door. We're one of the most diverse in the state and 5th in the nation, where 41% of our scholars speak a language other than English at home. In fact, nearly 21,000 students in 37 schools represent a variety of cultures, races, religions, and ethnicities, and speak a total of 107 different languages. Approximately 74% of our students are socioeconomically disadvantaged, and 14% are differently abled or neurodiverse. We choose to see each scholar's individual limitless potential and celebrate them for exactly who they are. Over the course of the last few years, particularly since the return from COVID, we have seen an increase in 3 areas. Students that speak a language other than English are multilingual learners. Nearly 30% are currently learning the English language. Over 44%, or 9,000 students, have received or are receiving language supports. We have also seen an accelerated increase of our students that are experiencing homelessness, growing from 82 scholars in the 2014 school year to nearly 1,300 scholars in 22-23. We have seen an increase in students identified as economically disadvantaged. Of the 107 languages represented in Federal Public Schools, over the years we've witnessed extraordinary transformations in our landscape. There has been a shift in our top 5 languages, as you see in that animation. Historically, our top 5 languages consisted of Spanish, Russian, Korean, Ukrainian, and Somali. Today, as you can see, our top 5 languages consist of Spanish, Dari, Pashto, Ukrainian, and Russian, as we have had the privilege of opening and welcoming families from both the Ukraine as well as Afghanistan. We're committed to nurturing an inclusive educational environment and embracing all of our families with the resources to support their child's learning. And in service of our diverse community, our work is guided by our strategic plan, which shares our 5 goals from the early years through persistence to graduation. Our core beliefs and our mission capture our district's collective values. Our vision for excellence and equity highlights our belief that each and every scholar, with their unique differences and strengths, has limitless potential. As we strive to realize our vision, our goals, our beliefs, they aren't simply just words on a page. They actually articulate our collective hope, the hope we have for all of those students that we serve. We carry this definition of hope, our future better than making our future better than our past, with us as I share with you some areas of growth, not only in our data but program implementation. Our first goal is goal 1, the early years. Is focused on our youngest of scholars in grades pre-K through 3. This year we have expanded our early learning opportunities for our youngest scholars by adding 4 more full-day early learning classrooms. This brings us to a total of 6 what we refer to as Bright Futures kindergarten classrooms and 14 full-day ECAP classrooms. Expanding our early learning programs is vitally important, particularly as they gain early numeracy and literacy skills, which transfer to the best and earliest prevention. Now, as a result of that expansion and our investment in our youngest of scholars, those who attend our Bright Futures K program, again, that's pre-kindergarten, they outperform the state average for kindergarten readiness by about 12%. We saw incredible growth in our 3rd grade English language arts outcomes as measured by the Smarter Balance assessments. Seeing a 7% increase from the previous year, we also outperformed Washington State by 6.7%. We attribute this to focusing on the science of reading and more specifically our focus on phonemic awareness and phonics that are critical to learning how to read. We implemented Project Read the Way curriculum focused on real-world computer science and coding as early as 2nd grade, and we are excited to expand to 3rd grade this year What we know is that in the workforce of the future, critical thinking skills gained from computer science and coding are skills that current employers in the industry share and are needed for the future. Little left out action. Here we go. After returning from the pandemic, we noticed that our youngest of learners, those that were trying to learn to read remotely, needed an additional, more intentional focus on phonics. And so we recently adopted a new K-2 ELA reading curriculum that's based, again, on the science of reading. It's in its full implementation this year. For Goal 2, our whole child, we saw 80% of our third graders reporting strong relationships, which is a 2% growth over the previous year. This is important because when students are connected to the adults where they receive their education, they will prosper and be more effective and have better and more positive outcomes. Parents are their child's first teacher, and we have a continued commitment to our partnership with our families, and this is reflected here in our data, where we have seen the highest attendance at student-led conferences since the 2019 pre-COVID time. In response to our secondary scholars' need to support their social emotional development, we adopted Character Strong, a curriculum designed to teach critical thinking skills that support scholar well-being, conflict resolution, problem-solving, teamwork, sense of belonging, and engagement. We began that implementation this year. Captured in this slide here is our green little Fred bus that's used throughout the summer months. The FRED program brings meals and books to students, and the past summer we expanded our outreach to include a fourth bus, connecting students in our apartment communities and at events throughout FWA. This past summer we distributed 1,500 books and over 2,200 meals to our young people. I don't know. There you go. It's anticipatory set. And knowing the important role counselors play in supporting the academic, social, and emotional needs of our students, our counselors have been hard at work and have developed a comprehensive school counseling program district-wide, which is being implemented this year. This program took the voices of our scholars and our counselors and aligned our counseling program. We also had, last year at Kylo Middle School, became the first middle school in Washington to earn the designation of the RAMP certification, Comprehensive School Program. It's like the gold standard of counseling. They are one of only 101 schools across the entire United States to earn such a prestigious honor. Goal 3, engaged and empowered critical thinkers. We saw an increase in our 3rd and our 6th grade data around perception data, with our students reporting more rigorous expectations in their learning, and we continue to focus on rigor in the classroom. Another way we have continued to commit to Goal 3 is through the use of recovery funds, which are one-time ESSER dollars. We've been able to provide Saturday Scholar Community to students in grades 5 and 8. 350 joined us last year for Saturdays in winter and early spring. And we offered additional learning and support in reading, math, as well as enrichment activities, robotics, coding, cooking, arts, team building. And because we had a waiting list last year, we responded and have extended that Saturday programming opportunity this year. When we know, what we know is that engagement in the learning through the summer months is critically important. And so we provided summer programming. Over 1,500 young people focused on academics, enrichment, acceleration, and college and career readiness attended our summer programming. We integrated STEM, music, art, culinary arts, gardening. They just had a bunch of fun this summer. We also added algebra and geometry for course credit for students that wanted to advance to that next level of mathematics. Science and technology, engineering, and math opportunities abound in Federal Way, both inside and outside of the school day. And these are extracurricular offerings. We'll continue robotics and Lego League, coding. We have expanded STEM with the superintendent and our computer science into the 3rd grade. Additionally, in support of Goal 3 today, for young people to lead the future, coding is just not enough. They should be exposed, I don't know what's going on. You guys have to capture we're going to do your visual. So much information, it's just like overwhelmed, right? They should be exposed to emerging technologies and sciences, including artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, brain-computer interfaces, fusion energy, some of these things I don't even know what they are, blockchain, cellular, agriculture, nanotechnology, quantum computer, and regenerative medicine. And I'm excited to announce our partnership with the Knowledge Society. TKS is a selective 10-month global innovation program that allows students to explore their interests, gain exposure to emerging technologies, and build real projects. We're excited to sponsor 6 Federal Way High School students in programs this far. Students meet with others with programs for 3 hours a week, and they meet and connect with people all across the world. As much as you are aware, the city of Federal Way is home to the state's largest Korean population. I'm excited to announce that we have launched a Korean language program at Decatur High School in partnership with the Consulate General of the Republic of Korea in Seattle, who provided a $15,000 grant to support the development of this program. The pictures there are that we celebrated with the Consul General at Decatur High School on October 20th, where she had her personal chef prepare Korean food for all of us. This skill is important as we think about a global community and preparing our students for the future. In support of Goal 4, we really have made some progress related to proficiency and mastery of subjects. We have a long way to go, but we have made progress. 10 of our schools saw 3% growth in ELA, and 8 of our schools saw 3% or more growth in Math SBA, and that's Smarter Balanced Assessment. Further, many of our scholars improved their overall SBA performance, moving up a level, 1,600 in ELA and 1,300 in math. So we recognize, again, that we have a long way to go, but this shows forward momentum in student growth. We also see that represented here in our cohort data, where students have increased their performance over time. So using the consistency lens, they look at how they're tracked through the grade levels. And I also just want to, for a matter of point, remind everybody that ELA or SBA is only one way that we measure students. In order to be proficient in ELA or in SBA, you really do have to be proficient in the English language. So you have to be able to read, you have to be able to write, you have to be able to speak in the English language. So I want us to really think about the way we measure student growth. We can use multiple metrics, not just a high-stakes end-of-year test. Our progress in the seal of biliteracy is one that we take great pride in. We continue to see an increase the students earning the seal of biliteracy, a rigorous test which requires students to demonstrate proficiency in reading, writing, and speaking in a language other than English. In a global society, the ability to be able to do that is very desired, and so we celebrate the multilingualism of our students. We had 917 credit recovery completions, the most in a single year. We are able to identify students early and often so that they can recover their credits rather than wait till the last minute. And it's important that we put this system and these structures in place. Finally, Goal 5, persistence to graduation. We saw 4,443 scholars earn the CTE dual credit course last year. That's a 3% increase from the previous year. And this matters because students are able to explore their interests and passions while enhancing their academic skills and earning college credit while enrolled in high school. It also is a way for our students to save money. Additionally, advanced coursework such as advanced placement courses, international baccalaureate courses, and Cambridge courses also offer the same dual credit opportunity. We had 2,287 scholars enrolled in and pass, that's the most important part, and pass advanced coursework classes. Really a testament to our commitment to ensuring scholars have multiple pathways in participating in advanced coursework. As many of you know, pursuing post-secondary education is not inexpensive. So a traditional 2 or 4-year college, a trade school or technical school, we are committed to ensuring that in partnership with families, scholars are completing their financial aid packet. We offer side-by-side workshops as well as intentional outreach to students and to families. And as a result, we continue to outpace Washington State by 20%, and we saw 2.4% growth in FAFSA applications. One of the areas that we continue to focus on is industry recognized certifications. We're committed to expanding these offerings and certificates by partnering with our industry and business partners. We held steady with the number of certificates. Well, we earned one more at 990. Celebrate the growth. When compared to the previous school year. Additionally, we continue to enhance the programming in both engineering and our pre-apprenticeship construction programs. Our pre-apprenticeship program continues as we open the new outdoor learning courtyard last year. Students use this as they completed the larger project of building tiny houses, and we also extended our engineering courses into FWPS as well as Tabatsa. And finally, despite the challenges ahead and the impacts related to COVID for the class of 2023, where their freshman year and sophomore years were interrupted by COVID and went to remote learning, they returned in person for their junior year with several COVID restrictions still in place. Last year was their first normal year, and 85% of them graduated on time. And yet we know that even with all of these celebrations, we recognize that there are opportunities for growth. I don't think anyone here in a blue shirt does not recognize that. So we're entering our third year after returning from remote learning, and what I can constantly remind our young people, our families, and members of Team Federal Way is that last year was better than our first year back, and this year will be better than last year. We know we have a long way to go, and the lingering impacts of remote learning still persist across the nation state and in our region right here in Federal Way. So the lingering impacts of remote learning still persist across the nation, state, and region in Federal Way particularly. Active engagement and absenteeism, academic growth and acceleration, particularly in math, the ability to resolve conflict, youth mental health, overall well-being, and while we're making progress every day, we don't shy away from the opportunities. 43% of our kindergartners entered kindergarten last year behind in math. We also know that we have in front of us is our continued focus in all grades in ELA and math performance. 6th through 12th grade, we have our young people lacking engagement in school and being motivated to attend and invest in their learning. And of course, we continually invest in building communities where students feel a sense of belonging, where we deposit efforts and attention into the ability to healthily resolve conflicts and problem solve and self-regulate your behavior. And finally, as mentioned earlier, across the nation, we see an issue of attending schools regularly. While our average daily attendance rate is 85% and 77% of our students on average attend 80% of the time, 39% of our high school students attend less than 80% of the time last year. And what we also must realize is regularly attending school takes more than a student. Students rely on their families to help them get to school. So we will continue to work in partnership with our families regarding the importance of attendance. So this year we're focused in several key areas. Hellman reminds us that the essence of hope is skill set, combining goal setting, self-efficacy, and agency, and creating pathways for success. It's about having a plan to move forward. So our focus for the 23-24 school year is in 6 key areas. Rigorous, high-quality, engaging instruction, systems of support for students to meet varying academic, social, and behavioral needs, attendance, family and community engagement, as well as elevating scholar voice. Our major initiative of this year is the continuation work of MTSS, or what we call multi-tiered systems of support. Multi-tiered system of support simply means providing students with exactly what they need, both academically, socially, and emotionally, based on data. Whether that be reteaching a skill or extending a standard, it's delivering targeted instruction that meets the needs of all of our scholars. As part of this tiered support, students are placed in small groups based on needs where they receive instruction, giving the teacher the ability to pre-teach, reteach, and extend a skill. In addition to our focus on high-quality instruction, we will continue to offer tutoring supports at a variety of levels. extended learning opportunities at our all secondary schools, middle and high school, as well as 6 elementaries. We will also provide Saturday summer school to 5th and 8th graders, tutor.com for 4th through 12th graders in any subject area of online tutoring source, and Tutor Core, which is targeted more intensive supports. Again, this is funded by one-time ESSER funds. We have also placed emphasis on setting our students up for success with targeted activities for the first 30 days of school and intentional advisory lessons around social emotional learning skills. In addition, we are a continuation of free mental health services online available to scholars aged 13 and older. We've expanded our mental health referrals through HealthPoint, Valley Cities, and YMCA, as well as other mental health providers. And finally, across the country, we see a rise in both access to and the use of substances, particularly in our youth. In addition to the prevention education in our schools, we continue to partner with Consejo for substance use for our scholars. We'll also continue to engage both our scholars and our families, as well as our community, through a variety of events. Based on feedback from our families last year, we launched our Family Engagement and Empowerment Evenings for our Family Academy. They actually asked for more of them. We had well over 1,000 families attend our events. The first one is tomorrow night at Panther Lake Elementary, focused on 21st century learning, which is IEPs, college and career readiness, ready set kindergarten, making the most of scholar-led conferences, academic supports, and much more. There is both childcare and food available. Our increased access supports with the many languages spoken throughout the district. We continue to make strategic investments to ensure we're reaching our multilingual scholars and their families. Last year, we successfully rolled out what we call ILAs, or interactive language access, which is you can do that on the fly, interpret and translate on the fly. And over the summer, we provided an academic language academy. We received $600,000 worth of grant funding to hire 4 family liaisons, specifically targeted to building relationships with our Afghan families. And in response to our attendance, we know the best opportunities to reach scholars are in the classroom, so we've made targeted efforts to improve scholar attendance through family outreach, home visits, and providing individualized student support. Our school and district attendance teams are focused on identifying and removing barriers to regular school attendance for all. Getting after that engagement, we are going to reimagine our middle school master schedule. We're not seeing a lot of growth in our middle schoolers, either academically, socially, or emotionally. And we have a group of advisory teachers, as well as parents and students coming together to reimagine what middle school could look like and sound like based on the adolescent brain. And during our chamber lunches, industry and workforce trends have been shared with us. Our CTE program supports the upcoming areas of focus highlighted here, positioning our scholars to have the proper skills for future employment. As a reminder, our college and career education programs of study help prepare students for in-demand careers across multiple fields. We offer 6 comprehensive CTE programs, multitude of high school and middle school courses, 47 of which are dual credit available. When I think about the connection between the workforce and industry assessment and our 6 CTE programs of study, there's a direct alignment. Students may opt into several pathways ranging from agriculture and education to skilled technical sciences and STEM, as courses designed to meet both exploratory and preparatory experiences. And new this year, an event this spring where our scholars enrolled in CTE pathways will showcase their best work so far. Look for that shout out on social media. In support, Becca already gave it a shout out. We have our incubator program now in all 5 schools. I'd like to acknowledge our partnership with the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Becca, as well as our community champion, Cindy Dusich. I'd also like to thank and acknowledge the volunteers who raised their hand earlier that donate their time to mentor and advise our young people enrolled in this program. We just hosted a speed mentoring event, and those are the pictures on the top there, and the picture on the bottom left are the scholars from Decatur High School and their teacher, as well as Dan, pictured there, one of our community members and advisors. The team pitched the Everyday Medic business and won $10,000 of seed money to continue to help with that. program at Federal Way High School. Currently, there is a waiting list, and we are excited. This creates opportunity to Federal Way Public School scholars to go immediately into the construction field with wages beginning at $70,000. This program now serves nearly 50, as I said before, and again, a waiting list. Really exciting. Because we continue to offer rigorous STEM courses in our CTE programs, we're able to partner with National Academy Foundation. It's a national nonprofit focused on providing scholars with strong school-to-work connections. So last year we were in our pre-planning stages, and this year we're engaged in the NAP year of planning, where each academy at Decatur, Federal Way High School, and Todd Ingram will work closely to design and strengthen pathways in the areas of biomedical medicine and engineering. In addition to partnering with the NAP Foundation, we are also in the process of articulating an automotive program at Decatur High School with Core Plus Aerospace, a Boeing partnership. And Core Plus Aerospace is a 2-year high school advanced manufacturing curriculum that prepares students for high-demand jobs through hands-on learning. So we're really excited about putting this into play for next year. This year we're also launching Kinders to College. This program will bring every Federal Way Public School kindergarten to the campus. We're going to partner with colleges to provide experiences. What we know, as you heard from Bruce, they already have an idea about their career. The way you envision that career is putting them right smack dab in the middle of a college campus. Additionally, this year we're focusing on a Move Up Day, where students at transitional levels, 5 to 6, 8 to 9, and 12 and beyond, have an opportunity to move up and experience their school setting prior to the beginning of next year. And then finally and intentionally, we're going to celebrate all scholars' academic accomplishments and their plans after high school. We'll be hosting a senior signing day where every senior celebrates their next steps. In 21-22, we launched the guaranteed admission programs with Pacific Lutheran University, and we continue to expand our partnerships. This means that scholars who meet the minimum entrance requirements are automatically offered admissions. This year, we're proud to add UW-Tacoma and St. Martin's University. The Guaranteed Admissions Program demonstrates that our scholars are seen by post-secondary community as fully ready to engage in rigorous coursework. As we continue to innovate and add additional pathways, while we are excited about each new opportunity listed here, 3 that stand out and are directly related to future needs and our future workforce. We're excited about the UW cybersecurity pathway that we'll be envisioning, our reimagining of our computer science courses, and the partnership with Kenworth for an automotive pathway with internship. We are currently in our earliest stages of engagement around these potential pathways. And finally, Pillar 2. Our strategic plan emphasizes that schools can't do it alone. We embrace our families, caregivers, our community partners, and the entire Federal Way community as vital partners in the education of our young people. And when I reflect on our community, I see hope all around us. In our city, as we reimagine our city's downtown core. In our Chamber of Commerce, as they focus on business, industry, and workforce development. In our community-based organizations, as they provide support to community members, our families, and our students. In our families, as they partner alongside of us to support their child's learning. In our schools and in our classrooms, as we foster the limitless potential, gifts, and talents of our young people. You see hope-filled communities that believe in their young people past bonds, that allow us to provide beautiful learning spaces and state-of-the-art athletic facilities for our young people. We are nearly complete with our construction projects for 2017. This fall, we celebrated the completion of the brand new Olympic K-8 and Memorial Field, where we held our first soccer match on October 18th with the football games to follow. In addition to our new schools, Memorial Field is definitely the gem of the city and something to truly behold. We've completed all security camera upgrades and secured entry access points. Again, I want to thank our community of Federal Way for exercising hope and making this possible. And hope-filled communities say, you matter, and we can help you too. I want to personally thank our community partners that play a meaningful and significant role in providing supports to our students. Basic needs like food and clothing, mentorship, mental health and behavioral health services, enrichment and academic support, depositing and fostering hope. Hope is the belief that your future can be better and brighter than your past, and that we actually have a role in making it better. It is the last phrase that brings me back to our collective agency, efficacy, and ultimately impact. That we collectively have a role to play in making the future better than the past for our young people. Hope is all around us. So I'd like for you to imagine, what if we were to work together to help each scholar develop and pursue goals, build their agency, and cultivate critical thinking skills. We are provided multiple examples on a daily basis of what our students are hopeful for. And our call is to be merchants of hope. Let's hear what they're hopeful for.
I'm hoping that I would like to have so much fun.
I'm hopeful to build a better community and meet more people and just excel in school and get better.
I'm hopeful that I meet some new friends and some new people, and I'm hopeful that I get some good grades and that I don't get in trouble.
I'm hopeful for a good year and kindness.
This year I'm hopeful to for everyone to improve on learning and have a good year.
I'm hopeful to graduate high school and college and to find a career that I personally enjoy and will make a lot of money too.
Hi, I'm Damien and I'm hopeful to get a better grade.
I'm hopeful for graduating high school and going to college and getting like a great degree. I really want to get like everything in college, you know.
I hope to be a policeman when I grow up.
I'm hopeful that I will get good grades.
I'm hopeful for have a whole bunch of friends when I grow up.
I am hopeful to join the NFL.
What I want to do in the future for myself is because I want to help other people out. I want to be successful.
I hope to get good grades.
I'd like to love for you to join us in the most important work of supporting and educating our youth. Volunteer, mentor, join Team FWPS Public Schools. There's this QR code right there. Thank you in advance for partnering with us. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you. And I'd like to also invite you to join in me and Team FWPS Public Schools to be radically hope-filled this year.